Welcome to Arukhah Africa.
Welcome to Arukhah Africa. My name is Mejah. I run an eco-tour company called Afri Roots, which we do a lot of adventure trips, including hiking, mountain biking, safari, as well as cultural tourism and island trip. My background is very interesting. I was born in the place where they mine Tanzanite today, and then which is close to Kilimanjaro, and then later on when I was 4 years old we moved to Kilimanjaro, where I stayed until when I was 16, and then we moved to Dar, which I've been staying in Dar off and on from 1997 until today. My background as Chaga, my great parents, they moved from southern Ethiopia, and they came to Kilimanjaro, and then later on my mom's side they moved to Kilimanjaro during German times, where they were brought from southern Ethiopia, the place called Oroma, where they came to Kilimanjaro as people who will help to introduce coffee farming in Kilimanjaro. As you know that coffee was introduced in Kilimanjaro area around 1898 by Germans, but they had to find people who has experience, and then people from Ethiopia, they're more experienced, and then that's why my grandpa on my daddy's side, they moved to Kilimanjaro, and then later on my mom and my dad, they met, and then they got married, and then the family started from there. Yeah, there's a lot of inspiration which I would say that propelled me to be who I am today. First of all, from where I grew up, as I say, I grew up in Kilimanjaro, where ever since I was young, we used to say tourists climb up the mountain, and then that kind of thing which I really like to do. And when I grew up in the 90s, I started becoming more conscious when it comes to social justice. After when I read a lot of books, including books which talk about black economy. And then from there, I realized that we as Africans, we need to be investors. We need to be to have some sort of spirit of an entrepreneur. And then the spirit of entrepreneur came to me. And then after when I finished my university, I didn't really want to be employed. And then I started this company in 2005. And to date, it's about 17 years now. And then I'm still doing that. But along the way, there's been a lot of inspiration came along the way, including Black Panther in the US, including people like Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, but also Mwalimu Nyerere, because as you know that Mwalimu Nyerere was talking about African socialism, how we as Africans, we can work together, and how we can be in the position where we as Africans, we can become economically powerful, and then we can work together, we can create jobs. And as you know that Tanzania is one of the developing countries where there's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of things to innovate. There's a lot of things which you can put a little bit of effort, and then the outcome is huge and has a lot of positive impact. My aim and goals is to make sure that black are empowered in terms of economic, because as you know that after the long time of being under the colonial influence, we're still not yet economic liberated, even though political we are liberated, but when it comes to economic side, we are not that liberated. So one of the goals is to encourage and give hope and inspire other Africans to do believe that they can do something, and then to do believe that we are in the Eden, like the one which we've been told, This is Africa's Eden, and particularly in Tanzania, because there's so much thing we can do. We have everything here. We have a good land where we can do farming. We have natural resources like gold, diamond. We have beautiful beach like this one. So I would say that Africa, particularly Tanzania, is the place where everybody, anybody can get something. Only thing you need to focus. You need to know what you want, and then by doing all these things, I do believe that there's a lot of people that look up to me, and then that will inspire other young people to become independent, but also to become entrepreneur. So that's the only thing which I really focus and I want to happen. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things we do, and one of the things which I'm really proud of is this place, which about a year ago this place was nothing, and then in the span of 1 year we have managed to transform this place where community come up here in the evening, like as you see, they go swimming, they can play volleyball, but also they can have food. But also we have just started a boat tour to Sinda Island. As you can see, that island has been there for years, and then nothing really has been happening in terms of economic growth. And apart from that, as Afri Roots, we do other tours. We do the city historical tour where we take people where African who are fighting for their independence, they launch their campaign from here. As you know, that Dar es Salaam in the 70s and 60s, that's the place where every freedom fighters would love to visit. And we as a country, we have helped a lot of other African countries to become independent, including South Africa, Mozambique, Angola, Zimbabwe. And we have all those freedom fighters sites in Dar, which has never been used, has never been acknowledged. And I'm afraid that young people who have been born after, they will not know how much we have sacrificed for people to be who they are today. And then apart from that, we do a bicycle tour where we take people to Swahili neighborhood of Mwananyamala, Tandale, Manzese, where they learn about culture. As you know, that Dar es Salaam is very segregated, so sometimes people, they ended up being in the well-to-do neighborhood and they don't know what's going on in Swahili neighborhood. So one of the tour which we are very proud of and become very successful is the tour which is called Dar Reality Tour, where either you do on the bicycle or you do on the Bajaj. And apart from that, I work with high school, where I take high school kids for the hiking, and we teach them how to survive in the bush. We call it outdoor survival skills. There's a lot of challenges. I remember even the time when I went to register this company, the whole idea was like to focus on ecotourism. So I didn't want to involve vehicles which pollute. But I had a lot of problem to be registered because the Minister of Tourism, they never really counted bicycle tour as a part of our tourist activities. So we had to go to register from at the Minister of Sports and Culture. But later on, they understood what we were doing, and then they allowed to give us a license. But we have other challenges. As I say, we do a lot of city tour, and then sometimes you go in the government building, which not supposed you can take pictures, and there's no any sign which say you should not take pictures. But you find security guards, they just want to harass you. Then they want you to give them something. And so I think it's all about the question of people to understand what type of tourism we do have, because as I say, we have so much here, and then we have this perception that tourists, they only want to go to see animals, they only want to see wildlife, but we don't really consider culture as part of tourism activities. Yeah. I would say that we've been lucky, we've been lucky to be in this continent, because this continent has everything. I think we just need to have a lot of focus to know what we want, but also to come with our own idea, because one of the challenge we have, sometimes we can't copy other people's idea, and then we fail to innovate those ideas to cater our need. So for me, I would say for any African in the continent, for any Tanzanian, there's so much we can do. Only thing you need to focus, you need to look around, you need to look beyond into your normal eyes, and then I think everything will work very well. And we work together, we have to work together as Africans, because that's another challenge which we're having. whereby you find we can easily collaborate with somebody from somewhere else with different color than people of your own, or people of your own color. So I think that's the thing we need to work. We as African, we need to work together. We as an African, we need to understand that we have so much to offer. We have so much power. We just need to organize. We just need to focus, and we just need to understand what kind of wealth we have and how we can turn that wealth into a sustainable way of life.